The Jets won the coin toss and deferred. You've got that explosive San Diego offense. Darren Sproles stands at the goal line. Awaiting the kick, Jay Feely. Two yards deep. He's taken it out. And the little man takes it out to the 24, 26-yard run back. Tomlinson takes the first handoff and picks up a quick 5. Second down and 5. A second tight end coming in. That's Manu Maliuna. Lined up next to Rivers, who's going to fling it. Got his completion. He's got his first down with Gates. The big target. You know, you talk about Jackson and the Rivas matchup, but what are you going to do with Gates? He has 7 yards and a first down, Phil.
Well, that was the big question to Rex Ryan. He says, look, I think we can handle outside these wide receivers. But he worried about Antonio Gates, but for 2 reasons. One, he's fast enough and good enough to go down the field deep. But what you just saw on that play, big enough to go in and just get his body in the way and still able to make the catch.
Bart, buckle up.
A first down from the 35 and the pitch. Tomlinson knocked down after a gain of 2. Going to go to the gun here with Chris Wilson coming into the lineup. Backup tight end. Vincent Jackson shifts over to the left side. He had a second straight 1,000-yard season and a miscue on the snap, but Rivers falls on it, and Leonard downs him. An unusual sight there for the San Diego Chargers.
Couldn't tell what happens. Oh, it's just too high. Hardwick just flips it up, and sometimes early in the game it just makes sense. Even a center, just like skilled players with a hand on the football, somebody right in front of him, worried about the blocking assignments, bad snap.
Hardwick, who was out there for the first game of the season and was out 13 straight games with an ankle injury, came back right at the end of December. Scott Murchkowski had filled in admirably for him in the meantime. Then he went down with a knee. So Hardwick, this is only his 4th game of the year.
3rd long. This is the strength of the Jets defense. Well, it would be for any defense.
Yeah, the Jets are #1 in the league, 3rd down defense.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Jerome Boger, the official today. There's Norv Turner. He talked about how crucial the week off was for this team, Phil. Well, you know, everybody else got discussed about how they approached the end of the season, but he said 5 or 6 guys couldn't have played if they had to play last week.
Yeah, that was interesting. So the health of his team, and also last week, Jim, to stay sharp, they practiced like they had a game. So they went out and practiced hard for 3 days. The only difference was they rested on Sunday.
3rd down and 23. And he's going to throw it away. Boy, was he pressured. Jim Leonard came running after the quarterback, along with Brian Thomas.
I can't design this defense or this blitz for you, everybody, so just look at everybody standing and what they do. They make you declare who you're going to block, then they read it, and here comes Jim Leonard. After he sees it, he picks the hole to run through, gets right to the quarterback.
So they managed 1 first down and then forced to punt, so that decision by Rex Ryan didn't backfire, that's for sure. Cypress and Patry waves everybody out of the area. And a very generous bounce for Cypress. Goes all the way to the 25. Jim Nance, Phil Simms in San Diego with the Chargers hosting the Jets and the winner to take on Indianapolis next week for the AFC Championship. Thomas Jones will shift back behind Sanchez, who adds reinforcement on the line with Wayne Hunter on the Jets' first offensive snap. Thomas Jones, a Charger on him right away, and there is a flag. They lost a yard.
How about all that movement before the play? Jets trying to create confusion. Make them think. That's what you always want to do in a tight any game.
Foul for an ineligible receiver. Number 78 had reported as eligible. 2nd down.
2nd and 11. And they go back to Thomas Jones, who lost his footing trying to make the cut. And the ball came out. They rule him down on the field. Cromartie ready to pounce on a big play if the opportunity presents. The 3rd down and 9. Sanchez goes short, and the Chargers again playing really fast here early on defense. Danny Woodhead with the catch and a loss of a yard.
Yeah, good opening series for this Chargers defense. You talked about it, Jim. They're healthy. Sean Merriman, 100%. The Jets, true to their nature, 2 running plays and a very safe throw. I like the first series by the Jets on offense. Don't take a chance. Let your young quarterback work his way into the game.
Steve Weatherford, of course, he missed that Cincinnati game last week because of a rapid heartbeat. His punt is not a good one. Very poor punt by Weatherford. They come out with San Diego's 2nd possession, coming off a poor punt by Steve Weatherford. Rivers retreats into shotgun. Sean Ellis, we're hearing on that Jets defensive front, hand injury and questionable to return. As Rivers has an open man. It's Vincent Jackson running away from David Harris. And then tackled by Kerry Rhodes, but they advance it all the way to the San Diego 41, game 14.
So much talk about how are you going to play Vincent Jackson, and it's tough. They don't even have enough guys, the Jets. They must make a mental mistake on that play. They lined up 3 receivers. He goes across. Who's got him? Nobody is there. So the Jets on a blitz. Didn't get to the quarterback, Phillip Rivers. Plenty of time to find Vincent Jackson.
You saw Mike DeVito, who's in there for Ellis for the time being.
They're short on defensive linemen to begin with.
1st and 10, fake Tomlinson. Down the field, another open man. It's Floyd, and Malcolm Floyd is taken down at the 22 by Lito Shepherd. Another big game, this one for 19.
Yeah, that's one thing. The San Diego Chargers, nice move off the line of scrimmage against bump and run, and that shake makes Shepherd backtrack, and it allows Rivers to have a big open space to throw that in cut to. But the Chargers, they're not worried. Go ahead, put your best player in Vincent Jackson. They think they have 4 of the guys to throw the football to.
Rivers with 2 consecutive throws for big gains, and now at the Jets 22, they go run. Nice little shifty move by Tomlinson, picks up about 4. Well, opposites. That's what we have here today. Jets number 1 in the league, rushing the football. And talking about the Chargers, 31st. Over the Jets, 31st passing. Chargers 5th. We got the experience factor at quarterback. Sanchez, who just 54 weeks ago was quarterbacking USC to a Rose Bowl win. He was the MVP. That's the last time he played down this way. And again, this is the 71st start for Phillip Rivers.
That's why we work together. Opposites attract.
That could be a good thing.
It is. They don't agree on everything.
From the 18, a whistle first.
False start. Offense. Number 21. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Well, there's Rex Ryan. This defense not afraid to tell everybody how well they have played this year. And he goes, look, we have proven it during the season. They won a playoff game. We have the right to talk and play our style. We'll see if it works today.
2nd and 11. They fake the end around, and he whips it sidearm to Tomlinson. And Rivas read that one out for a loss on the play. Mike DeVito came in and applied the pressure. He stood in there and was not going to be faked out by all that movement. A loss of 4.
Well, let's watch the San Diego offensive linemen. And when they pull, somebody goes outside, they let your guy go. There you see the center, Nick Hartwick, going out. And anytime the running back goes to the same side, the Jets know, here comes the screen. The Chargers, very good at it. They run them a lot. And the Jets spent a lot of time this week getting ready for it.
Timeout, San Diego. San Diego had a 3rd and long its first series. And boy, they came after Rivers. There's another 3rd and long on the way for the Chargers. 3rd and 15 from the New York 27.
Well, you'd expect them to come. They got the walk-around defense. And if the Chargers have a play to take advantage of it, you think you'd see it right here. Here they come.
They're picked up. Rivers to Sproles, and he almost got away. He was trying to free himself from Drew Coleman. Picked up 9, so we'll be seeing Nate Kading trot onto the field.
Jim, here comes the blitz inside. Nice, look at the wall they formed. And then you look down the field and you go, oh, okay, we got to have some open receivers. Darren Sproles is the only one. The two wide receivers are both double covered. So Phillip Rivers has to take his only option, a 3 or 4 yard throw out in the flat.
How about this streak? Field goals made inside the 40 by Nate Kading. And this is another one here. 36 yards. Cypress on the hold, and the streak comes to an end. My goodness. Kading had that streak of field goals made inside the 40. Now that comes to an end. He had also made 20 straight overall. Of course, the Jets, the beneficiaries last week of 2 missed field goals by Shane Graham of the Bengals. So they take over at the 26. And Sanchez with the throw that's incomplete. That was Dustin Keller. Sean Green in the lineup, and the rookie from Iowa, plows ahead for 5 yards. Now, we visited with Sean Green yesterday, and you were quite impressed by the rookie. Comes off 135 yards running against the Bengals and a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why he went in the 3rd round of the draft, but that doesn't matter. When you look at the Jets and the Chargers talking about that run game, they said Sean Green, even though he's the bigger running back, is the one that can shake defenders, get outside, and get those big runs.
Danny Woodhead back in. He'll be standing to the right of Sanchez on 3rd and 5. Woodhead picks up the blitz. Sanchez given the time, and the pass too high. He was throwing that one at Kachary. 2nd 3 and out now for the New York offense.
Well, 3rd long, very hard for the Jets to pick up, of course, because they don't get a lot of practice on this. You can do it all you want at your complex during the week, but you can only be a great passing team when you throw a lot during the games.
Weatherford's first punt, you didn't think he went after it with a lot of leg whip, huh?
He tried to kick it too easy, Jim. Even though you're trying to directional kick it, you still got to hit it hard. Much better.
Yeah, this one bounces right on the sideline. First down, Chargers at the 20. That's a give to Tomlinson right up the middle for 3. And Tomlinson this week, Phil, ran really hard, just anxious to get this chance to play in the postseason.
Well, Jim, we talked about it in the pregame a little bit, that when we watched him on practice on Friday, and Norv Turner even said it, he ran like it was game speed to him all week long. He's healthy. I think if you're a fan and you follow the Chargers, you can see he's been getting a little quicker, very close to breaking some big runs, and they expect to give him a lot of touches today.
Turner said he is a focused guy, and here he is. Of course, unable to focus on anything but that big wall of Jet defenders. They did not have a 100-yard runner in a single game. Only 3 teams in the league could say that. The Colts were another one.
3rd long, one more time for the San Diego Chargers.
3rd and 8 from the 22. And that is Gates riding on out to the first down with Eric Smith carrying him with him for 10 yards.
How about that? Eric Smith is just all over him. Contact is made coming from the slot. Here he comes from the top of the screen. Good coverage. There's contact before the ball is in the air. But again, Antonio Gates, so big, just runs through Eric Smith and still able to get this catch.
Darren Sproles will be the running back. And for the Chargers, they've moved the chains on every one of their possessions so far before being shut down, including a missed field goal try the last time they had it. Rivers going to throw it away out of the pocket over the head of, well, Sproles may be in the area, but Jim Leonard was running with Sproles and saw maybe a little bubble screen setup. Jets and Chargers trying to get in the flow.
Well, let's say this. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think the Jets are upset that their offense hasn't gotten a first down yet?
2 consecutive 3s and out. They're fine right now. This is the pace of play they want, right?
They don't care. It's the pace of play. They're patient. When you play their style, you learn to do it. They're happy with the way this game has started, no doubt.
2nd and 10. And for the long ball, and it's Vincent Jackson. Jackson open in the middle of the field for the 2nd time. I'll tell you, Tomlinson also did a terrific job picking up David Harris. It goes for 26.
Yeah, that's stuff that goes unnoticed. You're right. The blitzer's coming free. LaDainian Tomlinson watching 21. Bam, right at the line of scrimmage. And that's what happens. Most teams can't hold up front. So you don't even get the chance to throw it down the field to these open guys.
We've been talking all week. Everyone has been speculating about Revis and Jackson, but you saw it there. Revis was on Gates.
They like to do that when they can. It's a zone defense behind the blitz. It's not about matching up.
It's down and 10 and no gain.
Rex Ryan said this about Darrelle Revis to us. We're going to move him around. He's going to play different guys. We're going to give him a chance to punish them all. And so they have tremendous confidence, and rightly so. He's had a tremendous year.
Second down and 10 out of Aliquippa High School, same high school that produced Mike Ditka, Tony Dorsett, Ty Law. And more flags.
Well, they're making him nervous.
False start. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That is now 3 false starts on San Diego.
Well, and a couple timeouts, too. Dombrowski, right tackle, 62. Watch the flinch. You know why? Because he goes, here comes the blitz again. He doesn't want to get one-on-one with some little guy on the outside because you got to worry about the speed.
Actually, 2 false starts, 1 delay of game, and the 2 timeouts. So certainly befuddled a bit. Second down and 15. That's Gates again. Strickland was on the coverage. Didn't get enough for the first. Picked up 11, Phil.
We've seen this play already, haven't we? I mean, we've said it. Watch Big 85. This is a wide receiver who just happens to have a big body. And again, just how do you get around him? And Phillip Rivers has thrown this pass so many times to him. Keeps it low into the outside. So he lets Antonio Gates use his size to catch the football.
Sean Ellis, Phil, has just come back onto the field. His left hand, heavily bandaged. Third down and 4. Sproles flanking Rivers on his left side. And that was intended for Legadou Nane, and it was Revis who made the play, preventing the first down catch.
How about that? Darrelle Revis, they're trying to work his side where they're trying to cause confusion. They're crossing each other, but Darrelle Revis stays with his guy, and that's Jimmy just outruns the football. It's a good throw. It's a good route. It's going to come back underneath. Saw this in practice. Great defensive backs. They can play the football when it's in the air, and they can outrun it too.
4th and 4, they're going to punt it here. There's a flag first.
On the Chargers.
Kasim Osgood was late running onto the field. Now another flag added to the mix.
Well, I think a lot of people thinking, would you go for it here? And my quick answer to that is no.
Your thinking was just, let's see if you could pin a rookie quarterback down into a very loud end zone area.
Which we know.
We have multiple fouls on the play. False start. Offense, number 81. That penalty is declined. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 88. 15-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So it was Osgood again getting onto the field late, and then Chris Wilson called for that personal foul penalty. It doesn't really hurt him all that much. You got a big-legged kicker here, and Mike Cyphris, who has been fighting a groin injury this last few weeks. Here's where the flag was thrown in on Wilson.
Oh, there it is, that little punch at the end.
Yep, right at the Jets' Wallace right. And a fair catch made by Kotchery at the 15. 36 yards on the Cypress boot.
The Jets are making some good defensive plays, but they're also causing problems by the penalties and timeouts that's putting their defense in some of those good situations.
Taping up Sproles. Final minute of the first. Jets from the 15. With Thomas Jones, the tailback. Gets the handle and falls forward for 4 yards. Thomas Jones, who's going against a Ron Rivera defense. Ron Rivera, former assistant, of course, with the Bears with Thomas Jones. There's a great familiarity there.
And you got to say about this defense, they have pieced it together. It was in shambles early in the year because of injuries. The guys stepping up and a little change in their style, more aggressive, more blitzing, it served them well.
That's Sanchez split wide to the right, the direct snap to Sean Green. And another flag falls as Green plows ahead for another 3 or 4 yards.
Well, was it a legal formation? Sanchez went in motion.
False start, offense, number 6. The quarterback went in motion from up under the center, but did not come to a complete stop prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, once you put your hands underneath the center, then you are not allowed to go in motion unless you step away, stop, and then give that 1 second break before you take off. And Sanchez did not do that.
He never got set. So the ball is placed at the 14. They've added some time on the clock. This is a very loud portion of the stadium, and Sanchez knows it. Last time the Chargers had a playoff game at home was a year ago, and Sanchez was in the stands in that very end zone. 6 rows from the top. 2nd and 11. Thomas Jones with his best run before he's chopped by Eric Weddle at the 21. I don't know if anybody's been deceived, but we start the second quarter. Sanchez sneaking over to the sideline, not in the huddle for the Jets. Brad Smith there, barking out the play. Been much more effective in this role in just the last few weeks. 3rd down for Jim Nantz, Phil Simms. In second quarter, scoreless. The winner to play the Colts next Sunday for the AFC title. Smith runs the option to Green, and the Chargers not fooled at all. Stephen Cooper comes up, and that's the 3rd straight 3 and out for New York.
Well, there's so little they can do in that formation. Look at the defense. My gosh, everybody is up there. They're not even thinking pass. And so they got the Jets outnumbered no matter what they run. They've seen this option play already from the games against the Bengals. I would be surprised if the Jets come back with that thought.
And Weatherford. Another flag in action as Sproles looks to go wide. Now cuts back middle and takes it all the way to the 49 of the Jets. 41-yard punt, 9-yard run back, and a penalty. And we've had a number of penalties already on this one.
Yeah, some of the penalties, but I actually thought there would be, the players would actually, Jim, be a little, what's the word for it, chippier. A little more pushing than actually we've seen because of the talk that went on during the week.
Hasn't been as chippy as you thought, huh?
Well, it's...
Can a quarterback be chippy? I mean, you seem like a chippy kind of a guy.
During the kick, personal foul, hands to the face, receiving team, number 20. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the kick. San Diego keeps the ball, first down.
Penalty on Kaysen.
On the outside against the gunner. Oh, right away from the snap. That's why the penalty flag, I saw it come out. Couldn't imagine what it was, but hands to the face. And Jim, I'm only chippy with you.
You are consistent.
And to answer your question, can a quarterback? Well, the New York Jets say that Phillip Rivers, the last time they played, was talking to the players, the defensive players, a lot.
And Darrelle Revis was talking about that.
Said he even talked to him.
Said that's not nice, what Revis said about that whole back and forth. And Rivers, and that's something to talk about here is Hester takes it out for a first down to the 45. Picks up 14.
When you're a really good pass defense, which the Jets are, you're not going to be up there playing man-to-man coverage all the time. And so what the Chargers know, on 1st and 2nd down, the Jets are going to play a little safe. When you get blocking up front, the running back sneaks out. There's no blitz. Phillip Rivers and Norv Turner both said, throw it to the backs, throw it to the short receivers, let them catch it and run.
Longest pass play of the season to Jacob Hester. Rivers has hit 6 different targets so far. Going again on first down. And tipped away, and a flag. Going to be interference call against Lito Shepherd. He was defending on Malcolm Floyd at the New York 39.
I was going to say, I don't know about this call, but I'm just watching Lito Shepherd. He doesn't contest it at all.
Pass interference. Defense, number 26. Foul, automatic, first down.
Remember, in the pros, defenders can put their arms on the receivers. The left arm. Oh, well, there it was, the right arm. And you see that left arm there at the very end. That's not the penalty. It's the pulling of the jersey as Malcolm Floyd comes out of the cut. That's where the pass interference came about.
Did have that left arm wrapped around the chest of Floyd.
As long as you don't move him, though, that's supposed to not be a foul.
From the 39, that was a 15-yard penalty. Gates reels it in with the one hand. And he's down to the 16 of the Jets. Rivers able to escape enough pressure, loft it, and Gates just jumped up and pulled it in with one hand for 23.
They're attacking on the first down. This is the old shoot screen. Everybody's running right. The tight end, Antonio Gates. Hey, look at that. Acts like he's blocking, and then Harris cannot recover because they think it's going to be a sprint out pass. And what a catch by Antonio Gates. Good job by Phillip Rivers throwing it soft so Gates can make the adjustment and run under it.
San Diego's 8th first down of this game. Jets don't have one. At the 16, Tomlinson. He spins. David Harris stays with him, as well as Marcus Douglas holds him to a 3-yard gain.
I think it's pretty evident to see as you watch this game too so far. For the Chargers offense, it's about being aggressive in the play calling. First and second down, most of the time, that is your free down. You don't have to deal with everybody walking around, all the blitzes, and trying to figure out what this Jets defense is going to do. So take your shots when they're playing simple.
2nd and 7. Rivers going to the end zone, and he's got his man. Touchdown, San Diego. Chris Wilson. Left alone in the back of the end zone. 13-yard strike from Rivers.
It's a blitz by the Jets. They've got what the San Diego Chargers are trying to do. They get great coverage on Antonio Gates. They cover Vincent Jackson, but the blitz leaves one receiver again, too many for the defense to cover, and that's Chris Wilson right down the middle, uncovered.
Skating on for the extra point. Wilson makes up for an earlier personal foul penalty. Now Phillip Rivers hitting a 7th different receiver in this game, and it goes to Chris Wilson for a touchdown. And Smith returns it from the 7. And he is chased down by guess who? Chris Wilson.
Well, let's talk about Chris Wilson. How did he get so wide open on the touchdown? It's a blitz by the Jets. Watch Antonio Gates, 2 guys on him. Vincent Jackson, 2 guys on him. Chris Wilson, right down the middle. And it's a blitz by the Jets defense. Phillip Rivers under duress. I thought he was throwing it away. Let's see what it looks like to him. He knows there comes pressure. That's Jim Leonard diving at his feet. And again, he throws it softly to the back of the end zone. Chris Wilson runs under it for the touchdown.
Sean Green, the running back. Movement on the right side.
Did you think he was throwing that ball away? Could you see the receiver when Rivers let it go?
I saw him just hanging out in the back of that end zone.
Oh, you
yeah,
did?
I did.
I was too focused on Gates and Jackson.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, Phil, it's a really raucous building, this old stadium here in San Diego. When we were coming here this morning early, we were talking about how sometimes these, what are now golden oldies, if you will, there's just something about them.
The sound vibrates in here.
On 1st and 15, it's Green, hammered after a yard, maybe two. Antonio Garay and Kevin Ellison with the quick stop. Now the Jets getting down 7-0, and that's been a lot of the talk this week about the Jets not being afforded the chance to get too far behind against a high-powered team, trying to come back on the arm of a rookie quarterback. Of course, it's just second quarter, but the first strike of the game goes to San Diego. And the Jets have not moved the football past their own 31 so far. Second and 13, Sanchez throws it away.
Well, that's what you want to do. I did like the play call. It gives Mark Sanchez a chance to just get out and let the field spread so he can find somebody down the field. But right now, the San Diego defense are going, we can handle this run, so they're not cheating. The Jets have taken advantage of defenses that couldn't stand into their power. Right now, San Diego's taking that power, and they're covering those receivers also.
What will they ask of Sanchez on 3rd and 13? Backed up deep. Fake draw. Over to Richardson. And 3 Chargers meet him at the 20. Again, 3 plays by the Jets and a punt on the way.
Well, we haven't got a chance to talk about them yet, but the San Diego linebackers are absolutely, against the run game, they are flying right at the runner, being aggressive, and just trying to ruin the blocking patterns of the offensive line. It's worked. And you saw their hits on the pass, too.
Weatherford, who was the punter for the Saints back in the 06 season when they made it all the way to the NFC title game, beaten there by the Bears. And that's Sproles, Dean Spanos, president and CEO of the Chargers. A lot of people believe that this is the time. This is the year for his franchise. Here's Woody Johnson, chairman and CEO of the New York Jets. San Diego, number 38. Stepping up, hitting Floyd. Ball's out. Hit by Leonard. Going to be recovered by Leonard, I believe. Yeah, Leonard loses everything here. The helmet, but still has a nose for the football. But is it a catch?
That is
it a catch?
Did he have possession of that football before he went to the ground? Malcolm Floyd going across the field. Well, that's close. He definitely fumbled it while in the air. He wasn't down by contact.
Challenge flag out by San Diego.
Catch it. Did he have his feet on the ground? And that's really all it takes. You don't have to, it's not a football move anymore. It's going to be a catch and a fumble.
The San Diego coaching staff is challenging the rule on the field of a completed pass and a fumble.
Well, in my eyes, catch, both feet on the ground, then a fumble, loses possession as he's up in the air.
I thought he had to take it all the way to the ground.
After reviewing the play, it is an incomplete pass. We go back and play 2nd down and 10 at the San Diego 38-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 10 minutes, 35 seconds. San Diego is not charged a team timeout.
Well, you know, first off, you don't have to take it to the ground. unless you're under contact. And
Wasn't that contact, though? I mean, the guy came in and had his helmet knocked off on the contact.
Jim, the contact's got to be happening when he's catching the ball. He caught the ball, 2 feet on the ground, then it came loose. So he doesn't have to take it to the ground there. And I'm just saying, this is my interpretation of the rules. I feel pretty strongly about it.
All right, well, San Diego able to win the challenge and save its last time out. And importantly, got the football still in its possession as Tomlinson is held to no gain by David Harris.
I mean, really, you know, let's go back to that play just real quick. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do, but I thought it was pretty close. I got to say this, too. How about Jim Leonard, though? His effort. He makes the tackle, loses the helmet, and just dives into the pile.
Well, he did that.
And recovered the football.
But also, if it's close, then what are you telling me? On the field, they ruled a catch and fumble. You can't overturn it unless it's completely clear.
3rd down and 10. Where they pick up the blitz. Gates makes the spin move. And he's going to be stopped a yard short. David Harris and Kerry Rhodes prevented a pirouetting Antonio Gates from picking up the first, about a yard shy.
Well, I tell you, the impressive thing about this play is that San Diego is doing a tremendous job picking up blitzes. And Phillip Rivers, that's a couple times we've seen they've picked out the short receiver. And then Antonio Gates, very close. Why do they punt it here? Because the Jets offense hasn't gotten a first down. They're going to play field position one more time.
Well, the Jets defense coming up big that time. That's the first time they force a 3 and out. Coming right after the previous time the Chargers had it. They were in rhythm and drove right down the field and scored. Another flag. And no fair catch as Jericho Cotchery is twisted down. Spillman, Osgood down there. But a flag all the way back at the 45 of San Diego. If it's against the Jets, it could be a first down for the Chargers.
During the kick. During the kick, holding. Receiving team, number 44. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Midway, 2nd quarter, Jim Nantz, Phil Simms. Total yards by the Jets so far, 21. 11 less than penalty yards by New York to this point.
Well, they got to dig into that playbook. Just lining up and thinking you're going to overpower the San Diego Chargers, that's not going to work. You're going to have to do something that's got a little deception to it.
Sean Green, that's a good burst. Wrapped up by Sean Phillips. Picks up about 7. One more look at the play that was overturned on the challenge.
Yeah, of course, it's a big play in this game. The Jets need to make plays on the defensive side. And why it was not, or why it was overturned, we stated the rule. They declared that the time elapsed after the catch and he put his feet on the ground wasn't long enough. You don't have to make a football move. There's just got to be a lapse time. So that's why it was overturned.
2nd and 3, and Green has the Jets' first down. He broke a tackle, got away from Jacques Césaire, and goes for 11. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, when he states it that way, I even said it. We originally talked about the rule, elapsed time. I thought it happened, but it was quick. But let's go to these 2 runs. What do? The first time they fake a little reverse. They gave him a little room inside, and that time the formation made them think they were going the other way with the run, and Sean Green gets a good opening.
Ryan Schottenheimer calling those plays in. That one picked up 11, longest of the day for New York. They go back to Green for a 3rd straight play. And he's out to the 30, and Stephen Cooper on the tackle.
You know, Jim, when we were getting ready for this game, we were watching the Jets offense. And, of course, we watched last week's game quite a bit. And at times, it looked like I was watching, a rec football game from somewhere I'd see in my town. Because everybody, the Jets are so adamant about running. All 22 guys are really close together like some you see in youth football. Not in NFL football.
2nd and 5, and Sanchez going with the short throw. Second time he finds Richardson. And Richardson to the 34. It's interesting, Tony Richardson has a role in the huddle for the rookie quarterback. We found that out last night with Rex Ryan when we met with him. He reminds the rookie quarterback every time down the distance coming up.
Yep, everybody has a job, but if he's not in there, then that job goes to Thomas Jones. So, but what they do with Mark Sanchez, Brian Schottenheimer calls in the play and will say to him, you have 4 completions in a row, make it 5, just complete the pass. Don't think of anything else. Trying to get him to focus on just one process in the play.
3rd and 1, and Green, the rookie, picks up another first down. He went behind Alan Faneca. Picked up 2.
You know, though, it's interesting you talk about that. And Rex Ryan, Brian Schottenheimer both talked about Mark Sanchez, and they said one of his things they had to correct about his makeup, he looks at the scoreboard and sees they're down, and he goes, man, I want to score 14 points right now. This is not USC. The other guys are good, and you got to work your way into that.
So the Jets move the chains twice. And this time, Sanchez has no chance to get away from Eric Weddle.
Boy, how about that?
Loses 7.
First down, Eric Weddle on the outside. Just so quick and gets around the corner so fast that Richardson cannot do anything with it. Here he comes outside again. There's a free receiver down the field. Doesn't matter if the quarterback doesn't have time to throw it.
A 2nd and 17. Sanchez not sacked on the last regular season game nor last week. Green picking up a good chunk. Stays on his feet out to the 36. Behind Richardson he ran. Picks up about 7.
Well, what they do, this is a good call, and they know 2nd and long. The New York Jets, they fall for it. They're going to do one of 2 things. Throw a screen pass or run a draw. Because you get the defense playing pass, you get some extra yards. Now you at least give your young quarterback a chance to pick up the 3rd and long.
Green has rushed for 32 yards on this drive. A 3rd and 10. Good pass. Sanchez has the Jets to the San Diego side for the first time. It's Braylon Edwards with the catch.
Oh, beautiful job by the Jets. They took their time. The offense communicated. Everybody knew who to block. And Sanchez, look at him. He's looking left all the way. He knows he has a blitz. It's single coverage. Look how long it takes. Throws it over the top. Actually, it was a zone defense. Wasn't man-to-man.
Picks up 21 on a 3rd and 10.
That'll give you some confidence.
Back to Green. Give him a yard. Garay on the hit. Before the game, Mark Sanchez with his dad, Nick. His dad told him, just go enjoy yourself today. His dad is the fire captain at Station 6 of the Orange County Fire Authority, and Station 6 is one of 28 urban search and rescue teams in the United States, part of FEMA. They were deployed to the Gulf Coast after Katrina, and in fact, Mr. Sanchez told us earlier today Station 6 could be deployed any day now. In the next couple of days, you might think it could turn out to be to Haiti. 34 years a firefighter. 2nd down and 9. Getting back on his feet, Sean Green.
You know, I've just noticed, and not just noticed, but have you seen how many people have slipped today? Running to the sidelines, guys, cleats coming out from under them.
It's happened a bunch, and we were on that field yesterday just admiring the great condition of it. But it is getting a bit chopped up.
Yeah, it's not that I don't know what it is. It just looks, it doesn't look like the turf is coming up. It just looks slick. Maybe it's too hard, and the cleats are not digging in enough.
3rd down and 5 from the 38. First time all day the Jets have threatened, done anything. Knocked down by Jammer. They're looking for Keller. Jammer reached in and swatted it away. 4th and 5. What will the Jets do?
Yeah, it was a really good play by Quentin Jammer. Sanchez with a little pump fake. He opens up a little lane to throw it, but both corners, Quentin Jammer, Antonio Cromartie, they've had solid years. It's allowed this defense to free up and cheat and play the run while they play those receivers to the outside.
Weatherford back in there with 2:27 to go. Remember, the Jets had 4 fake punts this year that worked out. Sproles, he did not fair catch it. He's brought down at the 12. What a job last week by Jay Feely, stepping in for Weatherford at the last second. That was a 29-yard punt, just what they'd asked for, just to try to pin him inside the 20. An 11-play drive by New York that changed field position anyways. First time they were able to kind of rekindle the offense. Rivers and the Chargers pinned. Back at the 12, they have 1 timeout. And a 2-minute warning to play with. Looking way down the field, and Rivas had the best play on that, as it turns out. Running stride for stride with Vincent Jackson.
It's just excellent coverage. And Darrelle Rivas, you just think about covering these speedy, this guy fast and big. Good release by Vincent Jackson. But here's what you like. Who's the first one to spot the football in the air? 24, Rivas. He sees it before Jackson does. He has a better chance to react and go get it. He says you got to be like a mirror. Whatever the guy does, you got to mimic it. The receiver, whatever he does, you mimic it, and then just try to run with it.
They asked him the 2 best receivers he faced all year. He felt it was Andre Johnson of the Texans, Steve Smith, Carolina. And he faced some good ones. Tomlinson picks up 3. I mean, he shut down 1,000-yard receivers. Third down. Need to get to the 22 for the first. They'll run with Sproles. The Jets close in on them quickly with David Harris, and the Jets call a timeout. They have 1 remaining.
I got to admit, pretty conservative call by the Chargers. Phillip Rivers, he's out in the field arguing because he says the Jets were offsides. He used a hard count. They jumped, but they determined nobody was in the neutral zone.
Hey, it's been a divisional playoff weekend here, devoid of suspense, but major appreciation for defenses. You know, the home teams have won in every case so far, and if you look at what happened at Indianapolis last night, Minnesota today, the home team defenses haven't given up a touchdown now in 10 quarters.
Pretty amazing. We talked about it some last week, Jim, in our playoff game, that all year long we talked about how the NFL's changed. Offense, 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 and that's some defense is really stepping up.
Cypress.
Wow.
Boy, does he let go. The big one here, all the way back to the 23. Hatchery cuts a couple of times to escape hits, but swallowed up at the 32. The Saints will be hosting the Vikings. The Colts, the winner of this one. Brett Favre, who grew up only 50 miles from New Orleans, was a huge Archie Manning and Saints fan as a young man. He won a Super Bowl down in the Superdome when he was quarterbacking the Packers back in the 90s. Take on Breeze next week. Here is Sanchez faking twice now. Hits Keller and a negligible gain. In fact, not a gain, out of bounds. Steve Gregory pushed him out. No catch.
That's a good job by Mark Sanchez. Nobody open over the middle. Getting good protection because he's making all these little pump fakes. You're the quarterback. You look down the field. Can you spot anybody open? Maybe right in front of him for the short gain. But I'm sure they told him. They're telling him as they call the play in, be careful.
And 2nd and 7. That's pulled in for the catch by Hatchery. Stays in play, though, at 1:30. That was the biggest lesson learned as the season went on for Sanchez. He told us yesterday about ball security. Not necessarily the throws, but really the decisions. You talk to Brian Schottenheimer, he'll tell you it started to kind of click on mentally for the rookie come the Atlanta game in December, and there's Sanchez hitting Braylon Edwards slicing through the defense to the 45, and the Jets have a chance to do something before halftime.
They sure do. What a throw. I see his confidence growing. That's about 3 times he has really stepped into it and thrown a strike.
That went for 20, and he spikes it to stop the clock at 55.
And all these plays, when you see him getting the football down the field where he's hitting the receiver right on target, the San Diego Chargers are sending an extra guy on the rush against Sanchez, so it makes the holes bigger down the field. It's easier for him to make those decisions. Boy, how about that? Right on the target. Right on target. Young quarterback, sit everybody back, play coverage, make him make the decision, and throw it into a tight spot.
2nd and 10. Jets give him the time. He's going sideline and over the head. Braylon Edwards. It's Cromartie running with him.
I just don't know why the Jets spiked the football with the timeout and the time on the clock. It only gives them 2 downs here to get in a field goal territory.
Yeah, they're going to regret it if they can't pick it up right here on 3rd and 10. Sanchez from behind is hit. And it falls incomplete. That's what you're talking about. That was pressure from Steve Gregory.
I was going to say, there's an uncovered receiver down the field. I lost sight of who it was as he steps up, going down the left sideline. Uncovered. Yeah, it's Wallace Wright, but he went out of bounds. And so I don't know if he'd have caught the football. He went out of bounds without being forced out if he was eligible.
Bring back Rutherford. And it's a touchback. It's a bit of a panic play, that spike situation. You had 55 seconds to go ahead and reset, in a down so crucial, leaving yourselves only 2 downs to keep the possession alive.
Especially, Jim, when you still have a timeout.
Yep.
Use the timeout and then let your play calling decision making determine how many plays you're going to run from there in.
Rivers will have 1 timeout in the pocket here. What will he do at the 20?
I know this, 7-0. I think the New York Jets will be in a good mood and high spirits going into the locker room, and I think the Chargers will feel good about a lot of things they've done, especially picking up blitzes and making plays.
They go run with Sproles for 9. Hit by Rhodes. There's the timeout. Last one for San Diego.
You look at that play and you go, how come nobody was covering Chris Wilson? Well, they were paying attention with most of their defenders to Antonio Gates and Vincent Jackson, and they just don't even think about it. You're the New York Jets. You got a pecking order. Oh, it's Vincent Jackson, Malcolm Floyd, Antonio Gates, Darren Sproles, LaDainian Tomlinson. Where does Chris Wilson come on that list?
That's the problem.
Way down, so nobody was paying attention to him.
It's hard enough to get to the top of that list and cover him up. Again, 7 different receivers in all. Picking up with Rivers so far. 2nd and 1. They get Sproles running free. They're going to have to hurry up and reset now. This is where they're going to want a spike play at 15 seconds. That was a 22-yard run. So 2 carries by Sproles from the 20 to the Jets' 49.
Really good call. It's one of those, if it doesn't work, everybody boos and says, what a terrible call. But it's blocking up front. The Jets thinking pass all the way with their defensive linemen and the linebackers and defensive backs. And Darren Sproles, it's different. When you send him down in the secondary than most running backs, he can make you miss. Antonio Gates seals it gets the inside sealed. Sproles runs through it quick.
He had Calvin Pace shielded. And again, the Chargers without any timeouts.
Good.
Now the Jets use their last timeout. San Diego, of course, burned off 2 in the first quarter when their offense was on the field. They'd love to have one of those back right now.
They would. Well, usually in the first half, Tim, the rule is if you need them, use them. Second half, protect them no matter what. But good timeout by the Jets. The Chargers, they need to get out of bounds to even get a chance to kick a field goal. So you go over your rules.
Kading's career-long 57.
Yeah, I'd say Oh, if they get 10, we were watching him in warm-ups.
Made one from 62.
62.
Yep.
Of course, these are not practice footballs. You know, I always say that in warm-ups, those footballs always travel farther because they've been kicking them all week in practice. It's not a brand new game ball.
There's Vincent Jackson. He's got 11 yards.
Man, is that clever. That really was. I thought they had everybody covered, Jim, where they couldn't get out of bounds.
He's going to set up about 57, 58 yards.
And they snuck him across the field. Vincent Jackson, top of your screen. Well, the defenders down below, they're trying to make sure Antonio Gates can't catch it and get out of bounds.
This is going to be 57, would match a career long for Kading. More importantly, it would give the Chargers a 10-0 lead at halftime.
Oh, big 3 points. Of course, we know that.
Got a hook. It's knocked down, and running it out is Revis. Trying to pull off something Cromartie did once against Minnesota over 100 yards. And Revis is tackled by Chris Wilson. A 50-yard return.
Well, it's smart by the Jets' part. It just doesn't look like Kading just catches all of it. Falling away, not in good position to drive it. That's why it's short and right. And Revis, very alert. Really nothing could go wrong here except if you fumble and they return it for a touchdown. He was last wave of defense, got him. I thought Mark Sanchez got pretty comfortable there at the end of the first half.
Smith, who returned that second half kickoff at Indianapolis for a touchdown a couple of weeks back, bouncing off a hit. He's out across the 30, and he steps out of bounds after a very strong return at the 40.
Yeah, those are bad numbers for an offense, but the good number is they didn't turn it over, and their defense kept them in the game.
Thomas Jones returns as the tailback on the first snap, second half at the 40, and it's Jones running off the right side for a quick scamper of 8. Tony Richardson helped clear him.
Well, I like that draw play. The Jets, those quick fakes outside. When he makes that quick throwing motion to the outside, Mark Sanchez, what it does, it makes defensive linemen stand up. Where's the football? And once they stand up, boom, Thomas Jones through the hole quick.
Second and a short 2. Go up middle and move the pile to the 48 of San Diego to also advance the chains down after a first down. Talking to Rex Ryan yesterday, he talked about how the atmosphere in his mind reminded him so much of week 1 when the Jets traveled down to Houston.
Yep, nobody gave him a chance. High-flying offense, everybody's trendy pick.
We're hoping to show a lot of people what we're really made of in this game against San Diego. That's what he told us. Didn't have anybody thinking much of him going into the game against the Texans. Sanchez, now he lets go of it all the way to the goal line. Double coverage on Braylon Edwards. Quentin Jammer was back. So was Antonio Cromartie.
And the one thing I'll never forget yesterday Friday, when you talked to the Chargers, Ron Rivera, he warned his team when they crossed the field and they got some flow to their offense, look out, they're going to try to score. They take their big shots. And there it was, midfield, first down, trying to get the touchdown on one big play.
Boy, did he have that one scouted out, huh? Rivera, a candidate for the Buffalo Bills job. Great coach. Second down and 10. Thomas Jones to the 45. That's a Buffalo job, by the way, that Brian Schottenheimer, Jets offensive coordinator, he turned down a chance to interview for that job just this week.
Yeah, he did. And, I look at both of them, definitely qualified to be head coaches, no doubt about it. But as I see that second and 10, and, when we listen to some of the things that coaches tell their players, you understand why they react so well to certain plays. They got scouting reports. They let them know they can narrow it down to 2 choices. Then once they know it, then you can attack.
It's 3rd and 7. And that's incomplete. Hatchery, though, draws the flag. Boy, a lot of traffic around that one.
Pass interference. Defense, number 23. Spot the foul. Automatic first down.
Oh, a good start here for the Jets. Then with the penalty, they'll keep moving here to begin the third quarter.
It is top of your screen. Quentin Jammer really physical. Grabs him after the play. Makes the contact there. That's not a foul. Well, he pulls him and keeps pulling him. That's what you see. But the Chargers in good position to defend that play, no doubt about it.
Jets now at the San Diego 37. And Thomas Jones, a lot of bodies around that one, picks up 3.
That's what they want. That looked like some of those rugby scrums we saw last week. They just want to get the pile moving and everybody fall forward, and it gets them 4 and 5 yards. Just watch this Jet offensive lineman this time. Do they get the defenders going back? It's Damian Woody. Good job outside. Hartstock, good block. Got him turned. Linebacker block. Boy, nice job by D'Brickashaw Ferguson from the backside getting the linebacker.
A second down, 7. And Jones backing his way in for 2. 3rd and 5 on the way. Sean Green started to warm up.
He said at the beginning of the game, one of my points, they fear getting trampled by the run. And the other thing is, they said the Jets, not like most teams we play, they won't give up on it.
3rd and 5. What a stick. That was Jammer preventing Keller from picking up the first. It's going to be a little less than a yard to go. Well, they actually spotted 1 full yard away. 4th and 1 coming up.
Well, it'll be interesting. As you see that football where it is, did he get closer than that to the first down marker? The throw to the outside. Where does Keller end up? Oh, it's pretty close. If you challenge it, you might not get the first down, but they might move the football. Then you could go for it on 4th down.
See no signs of a challenge on the way from the Jets, but they are going for it. 4th and a yard to go.
I agree with going for it.
Ryan's trying to call a timeout, and now it's granted.
I would have just challenged instead of calling a timeout.
Rex Ryan calls an audible. He's going field goal. 46-yard try on the way, Jay Feely. And 4th and 1. Jets put points on the board. The decision there to bypass going for it on 4th and a yard, going field goal. Go ahead, Phil. Squirrels.
Boy, good decision there where to kick it to keep the big return away. Jim, here's just my point. I got quick opinions up here, of course, as you can listen to. But instead of calling timeout, if somebody would have alerted Rex Ryan, hey, throw the challenge out, you get the timeout, you get time to think about your decision, what you're going to do. Now you tell me, where would you mark this football if you could replay it? Well, I think the spot happens outside the 28. It would have been on inside the 28 if they remarked it. Then I think they would have said, wow, it's 1 foot. Let's go for it on 4th down. But since they didn't, I agree. Go ahead and kick the field goal.
Really good from 46, and now the Chargers leading 7-3 with Rivers hit down low when he tried to throw it to Tomlinson.
And, I have to admit that this Jay Feely, boy, Rex Ryan, talking about him, he just couldn't say enough about him. And he wasn't talking about his kicker, just his attitude. How about what did he say last week when they said you got a punt in the game? Didn't flinch. Oh, okay, I can do it. And Rex Ryan says, I look out in the field and I go, wow, he's short. I hope we don't snap it over his head.
That's right. He punted 7 times in that game and had 3 inside the 20. One of his punts inside the 10 really led to a field position change that led to a touchdown, and the Jets got it back. That's gain of 2 for Tomlinson.
That's it. It's the Jets. You got to give them a lot of credit. And they're hanging in there on the defensive side, and they keep getting the Chargers in these type of situations. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, and they've had a couple of really 3rd and longs. And some offenses have told us when they play the Jets, if it's 3rd and long, just punt.
Philip Rivers told us he watched a cut-up of every third down situation of the Jets defense this year. This week he watched that whole tape. Every cut-up of every third down play they faced. Looking for the tendencies here on third down, and the catch incomplete, I believe. It hit the ground. That was Malcolm Floyd. Donald Strickland defending.
Oh, I tell you, that's what's different about this football team. Inside, going down the field. It's man coverage. Philip Rivers, can you cover it any better than that? He throws it back shoulder, and when Malcolm Floyd goes up to get it, look at Strickland. His hand went right between Floyd's, causes the incompletion.
Bounced off the ground, incomplete. San Diego's third 3 and out on the year.
That's a weapon.
Hatchery. Sean Green starts this series in the backfield for New York. The rookie from Iowa takes it outside. Connects with Quentin Jammer, gain of 3.
I think that's what catches everybody off guard. When you look back in the backfield and you see Sean Green, you go, oh, okay, here comes an inside run. Then he just casually takes it outside and you go, he's fast too, because he is so big. And you even said it yesterday. We had a chance to talk to him. You walked out of the room and you said, man, he's thick.
He's impressive. Rex Ryan said he's a lot faster than people give him credit for. When they were scouting him, he reminded them of Michael Turner. Falcons running back. 2nd down and 7. Back to Green. There's that deceiving speed. Picks up a first down. Gallops out there for about 8.
Well, this is what the Jet running backs do well. They get the defensive linemen moving to their right, the Jets left, and as soon as they see a space, those runners cut back, and those linebackers, that's who's got to be there to make the plays. But look, Mangold up on Seiler, doesn't let him get off. That's why Green gets the first down.
The first down at the 30. Fake and the throw on first down. That's Keller. A gain of about 14. Tackled in the secondary by Eric Weddle.
Well designed, Jim, and you run it just a little. He's going to go out here. The good play fake. That little open spot in the defense. The corners up on the wide receivers. The next person can get there to knock this pass down is the safety, and he's too far away. Boy, good play action fakes. Mark Sanchez handles the ball very well. Big hands, allows him to really sell out when they fake the run.
Now it's Weddle being stretched out. First down. In the round, and that's Patry getting away from the first hit. Sean Phillips had a chance to drop him for about a 6-7 yard loss.
Sean Phillips said, Jim, I wanted to say earlier, they keep faking this reverse. I've never seen a Charger look at the reverse runner. And then they hand it off, and there it is. So they were watching it. I just couldn't tell.
Spillman, rookie for Marshall, rookie free agent, undrafted, in for Weddle. And picked up a yard. Patry has been held without a catch. Could have lost 6 or 7.
False start, offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Well, it's Damian Woody, top of your screen. Oh, just Ed Flinch. Isn't that terrible that that counts as 5-yard penalty, but that's the way it goes. Now the Jets, these situations, so far today, they've been a heavy run team, but Mark Sanchez is now involved in the game. Well, they let him throw it.
On 2nd and 14 with pressure. Gets it away, and it is intercepted on the rebound by Jammer. And Jammer to the 38 of the Jets. It was tipped by Steve Gregory.
Yeah, it's the tip, but that's not what causes this interception. It's not a good decision by Sanchez, but watching. Here comes a blitzer from the outside, untouched. He knows it. He tries to hang in there, and make the throw. That's Paul Oliver on the blitz, untouched. And when you try to hang in there, you throw before you see it cleanly. And that's Stephen Gregory that misses it. What a rebound catch.
Going for Edwards. Right off the fingertips of Gregory. Jemmer never flinched, and he runs it back 24 yards. First pick thrown by Sanchez in his last 69 passes. Sets up San Diego on the Jet side of the and out of bounds at the 15. Malcolm Floyd may be flagged for an illegal block, negating a 23-yard pass play.
During the return, during the run, illegal block in the back, offense, number 80. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Well, the penalty's on Malcolm Floyd. What a job of Phillip Rivers. Look at everybody around him. That short motion serves him well. And there's the block by Malcolm Floyd at the last second. Easy to see, definitely in the back. And that block did not help Vincent Jackson get free.
He hit Jim Leonard in the back and mark it off from the point of the infraction. So it's a 1st and 12. Time Rivers given time. Gain of about a yard to LT. Well, maybe a couple more than that. Rex Ryan has said his whole head coaching thing. A.J. Smith, general manager of the Chargers, he put me on the map. He interviewed for this head coaching job at San Diego, the one that Norv got. Second down, back to Tomlinson for maybe a yard.
These Jets, the screens, everybody has a hard time defending them when you play the Chargers, but follow the offensive linemen. As soon as they release, good job by Brian Thomas getting off the block, but the linebackers seeing it, they follow it, nowhere to run. But what were it's true, Rex Ryan, he just said that was, he came out here and interviewed Jim. What did he say? He goes, man, I got a chance to get this job.
Yeah, he didn't think he did going.
This is really exciting.
Traveling out here, he said, suddenly I realized I might get it. North got it instead.
And he goes, and man, they're good.
Third down, 3rd and 8. Bart Scott was coming after him, and the pass incomplete as Rivas denied it and takes off running with it.
Well, they're calling it a catch and a fumble.
That's got to be incomplete.
Well, it's got to go back to your rule, Jim, that you said the first time. There was contact. They're going to the ground.
Rex Ryan doesn't think so. He says it's going the other way.
Yeah, but that vest doesn't have stripes.
The ruling on the field is that the pass is intercepted. The ball was loose and never hit the ground.
How about that?
First down.
Did Rivas make another phenomenal athletic play? Rivas has an interception for the 2nd straight week. Bouncing off the heel of a falling Vincent Jackson. What a play by Rivas to deny. Anyway, 1st and 10, Thomas Jones. Picks up about 4.
Well, the hype about Darrelle Rivas, it's definitely not overhyped, that's for sure. Breaks up the pass. It hits Vincent Jackson's, the back of his shoe, and even if you challenge, you would lose the challenge, and he's not down either, Rivas, so he gets up and gets a few extra yards. But if that's not Darrelle Rivas there, I think Vincent Jackson is going to go up, out-jump, and get the football. Tremendous play by him to get the interception.
A 2nd down and 6. And coming into the backfield quickly is Kevin Burnett. Sets him back 4 yards.
Well, one way this Charger defense, what they do, here comes the blitz along the side. If they think it's a running situation, they're not afraid to send everybody to the outside, run it down, put guys up the middle, and put the pressures on the corners if it is a pass. Good call by the defensive side, and a good play by Burnett.
3rd down 10. left alone. Patry has a catch. And he's bumped out by Jammer. And the Jets convert on 3rd and 10. They go for 15.
Now, you know, they can do this more if they want. If they want to let Sanchez drop back, look at the top of your screen, you can see everybody else is inside, and that's the way the Chargers play. They play conservative, and they say, okay, if you want to throw it outside to the sidelines, we'll give you that throws. Can you get it done? That time Sanchez did. Nice throw, very relaxed, made it happen.
Jericho Patry, who caught 21 touchdowns at North Carolina State. 21 touchdowns thrown to him by Phillip Rivers on 1st and 10. Now Jones and Sean Payton, the two will square off on the NFC side. Both former players for the Panthers out of Charleston, Illinois. Both played quarterback there, as did Mike Shanahan, the new Redskins coach. 2nd and 7. Run it straight ahead. Helmet lost by Thomas Jones with 5 gained.
Well, they're wearing that play out. It's probably one of the better runs the Jets have. That little fake throw to the outside, then the draw up the middle.
Thomas Jones, who was in that Super Bowl 3 years ago, the last time it was contested at Dolphin Stadium, ran for over 100 yards for the Bears and what turned out to be an Indianapolis victory. 3rd and short coming up for New York with a minute to go in the 3rd. Patry turned around too late. Sean Phillips, though, maybe forced to hurry.
Yeah, they guessed wrong. That's what they do. They'd had so much success with all these fake actions one way and the quarterback rolling out the other against the Bengals. It's the Chargers, they're waiting on it. Sean Phillips, nice job being disciplined, staying there and letting it come to him. Makes incomplete. Now they got a punt.
Weatherford into punt for the 7th time. Scrolls the returner and run away from it. Norv Turner said this week to his team, we don't have anything to protect. We have to make it happen. Well, it's a 7-3 lead. And it's getting late here. 51 seconds to go in the 3rd. Backed up at the 4-yard line. There's Tomlinson again. 2nd down and 9. Who would you have voted for?
Well, you know, I learned from Mike Tomlin, celebrate the winners. Don't complain about who doesn't win.
Rivers' throw is intercepted by Leonard. And the Jets are set up in the red zone.
When you play pressure defense, what you do is you just wait for that mistake to happen. And the Jets have been patient all day. And it's a blitz. It's good pickup. But Phillip Rivers, I think he's throwing a seam pass to Antonio Gates, who's not even looking. Or did he overthrow Vincent Jackson on the end cut? But he definitely lost his rhythm and his timing. Look at Gates. He's not looking. There comes the throw. Boy, right to Jim Leonard.
Rivers picked off on his last 2 passes. The first one, of course, the great play by Rivas. This one right into the arms of Leonard. And the Jets are as deep as they've been today. They're at the 16 of San Diego. One more snap in the 3rd. And it goes to Sean Green for a couple. We're headed to the 4th. Maybe we're not. We've got a flag.
You know, Jim, I'm going to go back to that interception real quick. Norv Turner says no disaster plays. Phillip Rivers just lost his rhythm and his train, whatever you want to say. He panicked, just got too quick, and he threw it before he saw what was really going on down the field.
Phillip Rivers, who's never had a 3-pick game in his career, has now thrown 2 in the quarter. 2 on his last 2 throws.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 95 with a late headbutt. Half the distance to the goal. The penalty will be enforced at the beginning of the 4th quarter.
Jim, let's go back. Here it is, Sean Phillips The play is over. Oh, the headbutt. That's 15 yards. It's a dead ball foul. And that's a big play. When you're playing this Jets offense, your defense has played so well. Now you only got 7 yards. The Jets looking at 7 yards and 3 downs.
Starting the fourth quarter, along with Phil Simms, Jim Nantz, 7-yard line. First and goal for New York. And that was Sean Green. And he falls for a gain of about 2. And one more look at the Leonard pick.
Well, here's Antonio Gates. Here comes Vincent Jackson. We said we couldn't tell who he was throwing it to. And I threw these passes many times in my career. And I call them drop-it passes. And what do I mean by that? You throw it, you know it's a bad decision, and you're just begging the defender, please drop it.
Second and goal from the 6. That's Green. And he's about 2 yards away. Well, we mentioned a year ago, Mark Sanchez, just 2 days after winning the MVP of the Rose Bowl, he came here to watch Rivers and Peyton Manning in the playoffs. Wanted to watch those two quarterbacks. Today he's going against Rivers, trying to win the game to go against Peyton next week. He was right up there at the very top, 6 rows from the top in this end zone, just to the right of that scoreboard. Watching, observing, and trying to learn from those quarterbacks how they handle it. How will he do it here on third and goal from the 2? Jets trying to go in front in this divisional playoff game. Sanchez is going to throw it, rolling out, looking, now throws, and he's got the touchdown to Dustin Keller, and the Jets take the lead.
That's all about Mark Sanchez. Good protection, lots of time to throw. Look at the defense initially. Everybody covered, but he doesn't panic, and something he can do. He can throw on the run, and he can be accurate. I'll tell you else, too. He is a first-class celebrator. Shows his emotion, and that is exciting. Throw a touchdown in that situation, you deserve to jump up and down.
Feely makes it 10-7. It's just a 4-play drive. Let's go back. The Weatherford punt that set up San Diego at the 4, which led then to the interception by Jim Leonard. And then Sanchez, aided by a penalty, finds Keller for the touchdown.
Oh, they're ready for the short kickoff this time.
Cromartie has it. He's not going for the ball's out. Ihelibu knocked it out of his hands, just stripped it away from Cromartie.
Looked like San Diego fell on it.
Look at North Turner right on top of the pile off the sideline. Short kick to Cromartie. Darren Sproles is going to end up recovering it.
Oh, what a tackle. Grabs, look at him grabbing the football. He had a bow. He just makes plays every single game.
Darren Sproles again with the recovery. And the Chargers at the 29-yard line. Boy, this is starting to feel like, and they got to be careful, what happened several years back when New England came in here after the Chargers had a 14-2 year and they got knocked out in this very spot. As Tomlinson goes for 2 yards, and the crowd is booing. 15 yards in the third quarter and a couple of turnovers by the Chargers. 2nd and 9, and Rivers has Tolbert, but what a stick by Brian Thomas. Holds him to a 6-yard gain.
It's a blitz. Here they come again. Phillip Rivers under pressure, really by his own guy. And from the backside, Thomas makes, boy, he just hits him dead on.
And Tolbert is the one down on the field after making the catch, and that collision with Brian Thomas. Injury timeout. 12:41 to go in this one. And Tolbert is able to walk off. Look at big hit delivered by Brian Thomas. 3rd down and 3. They have not had a lot of third and shorts today, San Diego. Only the second time they've had third and less than 5 yards. Rivers finds Gates, and they've got the first. Good for 9.
Well, what they do, surprised we haven't seen more of it. Why we haven't, Jim? Second time all day they've had third down and less than 5 yards, but they put 3 receivers together. And when you blitz and you're trying to pick out who are you going to cover, hard to do that when 3 guys are running up the field at the same time. Another good job, Phillip Rivers getting rid of the football. Not that they're picking up all the blitzers, but they're not getting 3 lanes to run right in there and get to Rivers faster.
We'll go to the shotgun on first down. And they'll go empty as they send LT to the right. Rivers in trouble, and he's wrapped up at the 41. That's Mike DeVito with the sack. Did not have a sack all regular season, and that's a loss of 5.
You know, when you talk about this, we talk about the matchups. This defensive line of the New York Jets, they only got 5 guys going today. And they've done a tremendous job in the run, that time in the pass. Now you be the quarterback. Where are you going to throw it? There's no one-on-one coverages. There's nobody open, really. Phillip Rivers looking down the field, nowhere to go.
The Jets' first sack. Makes it a 2nd and 15. They were showing blitz. Now they back up.
Well, that was a good fake.
Caught by Sproles, tough catch, but good for only 2 as David Harris stayed right with him. Another 3rd and long on the way for San Diego.
Seen that quite a few times too, Jim, as Phillip Rivers finds the open guy, the short receivers, the running backs, the tight ends, but the Jets closing fast, making tackles, and not giving up very few extra yards after the catch today for this Chargers offense. Well, we got a little stand-up defense once again.
And 3rd and 13, Rhodes strips him. Rivers tries to fall on it. He had support. Kerry Rhodes came in untouched, and that's Manu Maliuna with the recovery, keeping it for San Diego and the punt.
How about that? It's blitzing. It's all about when you decide to send them and how late, and they wait till the last second. And Rhodes from the outside, before Manu Maliuna can see it, it's too late. And this is not like a defensive lineman or a linebacker. These defensive backs, give them a little space, they can close the deal very fast.
Cypress, maybe his best of the day, and he's had some good ones. All the way back to the 8. That's Cotchery, gets past the wave, and Cotchery still running out to the 35. San Diego total offense in the second half, 19 yards. Rivers and Gates trying to figure it out for the next time they step on the field. On first down, it's Sean Green. Hit first by Brandon Seiler from behind. Gains 4.
Well, Jim, let's look. Kerry Rhodes comes from the outside. Remember, he got benched early in the year because when you play defense for the Jets, your safeties, you got to make plays. But long yardage situations, look down the field. Nobody's open. There's really nowhere for Phillip Rivers to throw it. The Jets able to blitz and still drop back and cover the receivers down the field.
2nd down and 6. Back to Green. Stephen Cooper gets a hand on him quickly. And it's a gain of 2. 3rd and 4 next for New York.
Stephen Cooper, good name. Just very tough against the run. And Brian Schottenheimer, he remembers, he was a coach, the offensive coordinator for the Jets, was a quarterback coach out here in San Diego, and he has a lot of respect for the linebackers, how good and how aggressive they are coming up and stopping the run.
They need to make a stop right here, moving in on 8 minutes. On 3rd and 4 from the gun. Jets pick up the first down. It's Kotchery.
Wow. How tight of a throw was that? Cromartie leaves his guy, comes off, and is going to go for the interception. Top of the screen. Got to be careful. He's looking in. Sanchez must see him, and he throws it behind Kotchery. If he leads in at all, throws it at him, it could be an interception. Perfect throw. Tremendous placement by Mark Sanchez. Reminds you a lot of what you saw yesterday or last night from Peyton Manning against the Ravens defense.
Midway 4th. New set of downs. 47. Sean Green plowing ahead and taken off. Green to the 20. He's not going to be caught. Touchdown, New York Jets. Broke away from Eric Weddle and explodes for 53 yards and a touchdown.
Sean Green's become such a part of this Jets offense late in the year. And hasn't been worn down by too many carries. You said it, Jim. It's just he explodes, and here's what catches you by surprise. When he's in the open field, they can't catch him.
Yeah, there's a whole lot more speed there than you ever thought.
It's a good combination in this league, speed, size, and power.
Second touchdown of the final quarter. Sean Green has just given the Jets the longest Jet run in their playoff history. 53 yards for a touchdown.
Well, you think back, we talked to him yesterday, and the Jets, they knew they had something in him in the training camp. They worked him, and he was kind of laughing. They roughed him up and ran him over quite a bit, trying to learn how to be a running back who can pick up linebackers when they blitz. But man, when they called on him late in the year, he's done terrific.
Healy gets it on the ground. Manu Maliuna comes down the sideline. Ihedibo chops him out. Now, that did not work out well for the Jets at all.
I know one thing. I wouldn't be happy with that kickoff by the Jets.
No.
Short field, little too conservative. I know Darren Sproles. He's tremendous.
Quick slant, and they're already over to the Jets side. That's Malcolm Floyd. The three finals before this one, all going to the home team by a margin of 26 points per game. The three finals over the divisional weekend, but the road team right now in front here with inside 7 minutes to play.
Yeah, that was a good throw and catch. Jets had somebody coming free once again right at Phillip Rivers.
That was Kerry Rhodes again. On a 2nd and 2. Oh, Gates wide open. He had gotten away separation from Eric Smith. And he had an open field, probably had another 10 yards to go.
Well, they're guessing right. They pick up the blitz. He's going to fake like he's going inside. How about that? For the big guy, just one of the reasons why he's so good. Definitely takes his head off the football. You know, you can't overstate. Maybe he takes his head off the football because he thinks, wow, this Jets defense, somebody's going to be there to hit me. He's trying to find that guy maybe too quick.
So now it's a 3rd and 2. Get the first down. Gates holds on to it this time, makes a nice little wiggle, and takes it to the 30. He said, give me the ball back. And he posts him up again.
Yeah, it's just what he did. He's posting him up, going inside. This is almost an impossible task for Eric Smith. You got to cover him one-on-one over the whole field, and we saw it was the same play basically. He went across, stopped, came back out. All you need is a little window.
First down at the 30. At Jackson. For 6. David Harris closes in on him. Gain of about 5.
San Diego still has all 3 of its timeouts. They're already in field goal range. You're 2 scores down.
No huddle, but taking a long time to get everybody set. That was about a 30-second plus 5-yard gain. Now as Rivers gets the protection, but no one open. 3rd and 5 next. 3rd and 5 until you said it a minute ago. They don't complete it here for the first. You're still down 2 scores. You got to think it's a call to Kading. It'll be about a 43-yarder from this point.
And Jim, if it breaks down quick, you got to throw it away here.
Just beats the play clock. Floyd has it, but he's short of the first.
That was just, I'll tell you, the Jets, they've got the rhythm of his cadence. I don't know what, but when that football is being snapped, they're running full speed up inside. And look at the free runners once again. Not 1, but 2. So another good job by Rivers just getting rid of it, but it makes him try the field goal attempt.
Now this field goal, a must. It's from 40. That's the yardage he missed against the Jets in the playoff overtime game back in 2004. And this now to get him within 7. Kading.
This is it.
And he is wide right, his 3rd miss of the day. His first 3-miss game of his career.
That was everything. It was almost the game I was saying as he's getting ready to kick it. Because now you need 2 possessions to get this done. And it's just not a confident stroke or motion. And I've never kicked in my life, but you can just tell he's leaning back. So that makes you think when they lean back a little too much, it has to go a little right. The Jets, they know how big it is.
How about Rex Ryan and the Jets, the way it's worked out for them? The 2 misses last week at Cincinnati by Graham, the 3 today by Kading, 2 of the best in the league, unable to connect, and now with 4:38 to go, Jets have the football back. Green. And Weddle this time was going to make sure he wasn't going to advance it any more than 2 yards.
I would have called timeout if I was the Chargers. If you call timeout, I believe you will force the Jets to run it 3 times. Because they'll say, okay, let's just make them use those timeouts.
On 2nd and 8. That's Cooper with a quick throwdown and another 3 yards added to the total for Sean Green in the 3rd and 5. And there's your timeout by San Diego, the first one they've used. He had made 20 consecutive field goals before this game today, including that streak from 40 and in, 69 straight. One of his misses today was from 57 right before the half, a 36 and 40. He had missed 3 all season long in 35 attempts. Now, are the Chargers going to get a chance to get the full football back to have any chance at all?
They're going to run it.
3rd and 5, Green stopped by the Chargers. And another timeout utilized at the 3:44 mark. San Diego left with 1.
Well, they have 1 timeout, the 2-minute warning.
Aaron Sproles waiting for the punt to Webber third, and they almost got to him. It's a short kick. Caught by Cromartie on the hop, and he's down at the 37.
Oh, they had it.
That was Hester who had him, Phil.
He had it. He just missed it. It could have been a knockdown, go in and score.
Hester, who has had some plays this year on special teams.
Oh, the Jets, they let the inside guy come free. Brad Smith, Jacob Hester.
Hester, who had a punt block for a touchdown return.
Oh, he definitely tipped the football. There's no doubt about that, Jim.
Remember we were at Pittsburgh early in the season. He had a strip touchdown return in that game, too, on special teams. Rutherford got out of the way, though, and the Chargers now take over at the 37. Rivers gets it up to about the 48. That's Gates. Strickland trying to guard him.
It's just amazing. The Jets can blitz and still not, you don't even have a hope of getting the football down the field for the big plays.
We saw the San Diego Chargers a number of times this year, and you just admired how they could go down the field as good as you've ever seen it. And we haven't seen it today.
The opportunity's not been there.
False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Rumor was all over at halftime. He kept saying, man, I like where the Jets are.
Yeah, we had it. First and 15. And Rivers now going down the field. That's Jackson. Did he get the feet down? They give him the catch at the 20.
That is some catch by Vincent Jackson. It looked like the Jets. No, I thought the safety was going to get over. Did he get both feet down? Was his right foot on the ground? Rex Ryan has already challenged the play.
Yep. You could tell one foot was down, but the other one, we're going to have to look at this one closely. Pretty acrobatic move, though, by Jackson. We had Dwight Lowry in on the coverage.
I thought the safety, I think it was Jim Leonard, was going to get over there and actually make the play.
I think he's got it.
Yep, I do too.
There's a penalty flag on the field, too. You know, Vincent Jackson went over and kicked the challenge flag.
Wow. You know, Jim, it gives me a chance. Penalties are a big part of this game today.
The New York Jets coaching staff is challenging the rule on the field of a completed catch. Additionally, after the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 87 for kicking the challenge flag.
There is no 87.
15-yard penalty.
That's Vincent Jackson, 83.
Well, Vincent Jackson, I believe he gets both of his feet down. The left foot's inbounds, and the right foot, couple good angles. That's one. You can tell it just drags. But I think the big play, Jim, is the 15-yard penalty once he kicks the challenge flag.
Well, it makes a great play with the right foot here, but then he makes a
The
stupid
rule on the
play.
field is confirmed. It is completed catch.
Yeah.
Will now enforce the 15-yard penalty for the unsportsmanlike conduct. After conclusion, it'll be first down and 10 at the 35-yard line. New York Jets are charged a team timeout.
Well, we've talked about. Oh, go ahead.
Well, they lose the challenge, so the Jets are left with a timeout, and Jackson makes a great play with the right foot for one moment, then a dumb play with the right foot a moment later.
Yeah, I'm not going to call it dumb. You know, I'm just not. I mean, sometimes you got to look the other way. Think about where this game is, the season, what it stands for, 17-7, and he really just went over there and barely kicked it. It's not like he picked it up and threw it.
You wouldn't have called it.
No, not in the emotions of this game. I would have let it go. I just think sometimes you got to let certain situations go.
Vincent Jackson, who was, by the way, a 4.2 student in college. I've often said this, but he's one of the few players who almost matched his 40 time with his GPA. He's a bright guy. He's had a sensational year. But he's going to have his team set at the 20, at the 35. Still, San Diego, is moving with 3 minutes to go and one timeout in the pocket. Here it is on the right side.
Here he goes. Now watch. It's not even like it just. All right. And, you know, Jim, think about the penalties, though, today. Do you agree? Some of the false starts, delay of games, they put their offense in tough situations, and these personal fouls have been deadly.
Well, it's first and 10, not first and 25. First and 10 from the 35. That's Darren Sproles. And he steps out. He gets all that penalty yardage back and gets to the 16-yard line. Gain 19.
So quick, so fast. And Jim Leonard, pretty good coverage. But also Jim Leonard's been battling all year the hand, and it's tough for him to wrap up tackles when he has a guy in sight like he did with Darren Sproles that time. Just got that right arm out of a cast.
The 16. Kicks off the hit. A second time, gets away from Ellis. Rivers able to manage a yard or two. You know, Sean Ellis, that hand wrapped up. He injured it right at the very start of the game. Probably couldn't quite get a hold of him.
You said it. Same thing. Hard to wrap around and make these tackles. How about this? A three-man rush. And Sean Ellis, he goes in there, doesn't even know what to do because really he has one hand. Antonio Gates, that's a little late. Sean Ellis had already pressured Phillip Rivers to move out of the pocket.
2:45 to go. Rivers able to escape the sack and stop the clock getting out of bounds. 13. Second down and 7. And knocked down, incomplete. David Harris cutting across and denying. Pass to Gates.
Sorry, Jim. I'm talking about Jim Leonard. Look, that was Eric Smith that missed the tackle on Darren Sproles. We're going to give you the short pass over the middle once again. Antonio Gates doesn't look it in.
Again, if San Diego's going to mount this furious rally, it's very likely they're going to have to rely on Kading connecting on a field goal. And it could come after this play. 3rd and 7 if they fail to convert here. Gates was a little banged up on that last play. There he is in a slot on the left. Rivers steps up. It's Jackson slicing in and down at the 1. Inside the 1. Splitting right between Bart Scott and Dwight Lowry. Rivers says, come on, let's hurry up. Let's get a play off. Well, that's just right on the edge. Sproles in the backfield. Rivers sneaks it across for the San Diego touchdown. With 2:14 to play.
Well, you look at that series, tremendous job by the San Diego Chargers. Getting it down, scoring fast enough. But look at the Jets. 3 people rushing the quarterback. He's able to step up. Everybody's dropping back, trying to stop the big play, but they're letting them catch and run with it now. Phillip Rivers, good call. Go with the quick quarterback sneak.
I'm not sure Vincent Jackson wasn't in anyway. 63 yards covered in 82 seconds. And Kading adds the extra point, and it's a 17-14 game.
You know, what do you do, really, when they get that last series, when they got down there to the 10 and around it, I thought the Jets would dial up some of their blitzes, but they played it safe. A lot of holes when you play it safe against a team with this many weapons.
So crucial to score with enough time on the north side of the 2-minute warning, so that if you don't recover the kick here, you got the 1 timeout plus you got the 2-minute warning.
That's exactly right, and we talk about this all the time. What they've done here, they're going to make the Jets keep playing. So the Jets will have to run a play, 2-minute warning, run another one, timeout.
All right, Nate Kading and the Chargers with an onside kick. You got to think on the way. Kading has twice attempted onside kicks. He's 2 for 2, but they're going to go with Cyphers.
You know, honestly, I thought they would kick it away. With that timeout, the 2-minute warning, and make the Jets get a first down to win the game.
Cyphers 1 for 4 in his career attempting these. Gets it high in the air. Beauty. Tipped around and it's pulled in by Kerry Rhodes. Well, you couldn't launch it. I mean, that is exactly what you try to do, and it was right on the 10-yard mark.
You are right.
Jump ball.
It is, really, when that happens, Jim, what is it? It's just, man, who just gets forced to come down with it?
Man, that is like...
Watch all the players.
Perfect
go
execution.
Up, and Kerry Rhodes gets the rebound. My gosh, him and Jericho Cotchery.
Yep, he was battling with Osgood.
I don't know. I would not have onside kicked. I would have made the Jets try to win the game, throwing the football for 1 play.
Rex Ryan saying, wait a minute, 1 second came off the clock on that onside kick?
Well, they're quick jumpers.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Jackson makes up for he made the great catch. Makes up for the unsportsmanlike penalty by taking it down to the goal line where Rivers punched it across, and here come the Jets. They do knock another second off the clock. 2:12. And they go green for no gain.
Well, you know, again, I'm going to go back to it. Now there's no pressure on the Jets. They're going to run it 3 times and just say, go ahead, see if you can get down there and kick the field goal.
Chargers have a timeout, and you still don't like the onside kick try by the Chargers.
No, I don't. I want to go over it one more time if we get a chance after this play.
Riding the rookies, Sanchez and Green. Green. Caesar pushes him back, gain of 3. Green, the first Jet running back to have 100-yard performances back-to-back in the postseason since Freeman McNeil. Timeout Chargers.
Well, Jim, let's go back. Would you onside kick? If you kick it off, first off, the Jets are playing for the onside kick. They got to play it safe. If you kick it off, the Jets are backed up. They only have one person back, nobody to block. You're going to get good field position if you're the San Diego Chargers. The Jets are going to run it on first and second down. There's going to be just under 2 minutes left. And now, for the Jets to think they get to win the game, maybe they throw it. Maybe it's incomplete. That gives you that opportunity. Now, if you stop it, they punt. Even if they don't throw it, you still have a lot of time left and better field position to try to field goal. To me, that's what I would have done.
What do you see the Jets doing here on 3rd down and 6?
The riskiest play I could see him doing here, if they let Mark Sanchez boot off of the play action fake, so the guy's wide open, he throws it. If not, he just runs it and falls down.
Green, plowing, driving, and stops short by less than a yard.
Wow.
Now, what do you do? First down just closes out the game. He's about a half-yard short.
Well, this is big too. This saves a few extra seconds for the San Diego Chargers. Well, they stopped the play clock at 33. I thought once they stopped it, once they measured and they restarted, they would take it down to 25 and save an extra 8 or 9 seconds.
Well, you got Rex Ryan, rookie head coach over there, and all these options. You could go for it and just try to close out the game. I mean, you're certainly in field goal range, but a miss would set up San Diego in great position. You could pooch punt it. You go ahead and measure first. Again, it's going to be somewhere around a half-yard shy.
Woo,
and what a decision to make.
Listen, I coached a high school all-star game in the summer. I couldn't make any decisions. I had to ask everybody. It's amazing when you stand there. But I'm looking at this right now. I would go for it.
He's going for it.
I would go for it. And the Jets, what they're going to do, let the play clock go down, and then Mark Sanchez looks like he's already out there. They're going to go down to 1 second and call a timeout.
That'll bring the game clock down to about a minute and 9 seconds, minute 10.
Let's play it in between. If they punt it, let's say they do a good job, and let's say they get it on the 7-yard line. So that you're going to gain about 20 yards, let's say. I'd go for it. Try to win the game right here.
Get Woody Johnson staring it down.
Tell you, it's a tough spot to be in if you don't make it. This Chargers offense, do you still have, here you go, it's a whole different scenario this time. Do you have the courage to blitz him and say, oh, maybe this would be the one time they'd catch it and break a tackle and get a big play?
Well, the Jets, last time out. And you talk about that offensive line that's been together, played every game over the course of the last 2 seasons. You had the option there of going with a Thomas Jones. He's been with the team on the way to a Super Bowl. Well, you got a rookie who's run wild here the last couple of weeks, Sean Green.
Well, what do you think? You heard my opinion. What's yours?
I think you got to go for it. I think you just go ahead and try to win the game.
Yep.
I mean, the field goals, which it's too risky to miss. You have it set up basically the 36, 37-yard line. Can Ron Rivera's defense step up and keep this season alive? They're going to go Thomas Jones. They're going to go veteran instead of rookie. Richardson lined up as the fullback. It's going to Jones. Jones has the first down, and the Jets are now on their way to Indianapolis.
First down, Jets.
Well, you said it right. They took the veteran. They went over the right side. Oh, everybody just goes inside, and they push the pile. Look at Rex Ryan. Brian Schottenheimer celebrating. And Mark Sanchez, oh man, nice hold to the inside by that Jets offensive line. That's Brandon Moore. Nick Mangold, who's just been tremendous this year at center. But the quick snap count was part of it too.
Mark Sanchez with his second playoff win. That's as many as Joe Namath had in his Hall of Fame career. Jets, he's done what Flacco did last year, win 2 playoff games as a rookie quarterback, also both on the road. It'll be the Jets in Indianapolis. The team that ended the Colts' undefeated season when the Colts decided with 5 minutes to go in the third. Let's pull the starters.
Well, like a lot of people said, the team that led the New York Jets in the playoffs.
What profound disappointment there's around here in San Diego after a season of 13-3, a 4th straight division.
Hottest team coming into the playoffs, too.
And LaDainian Tomlinson, who knows what the future holds for him.